Hey, all my action figure enthusiasts, how are you? I'm back. It's me, your host, Hebot, your action figure enthusiast and video game aficionado. This is another brand new episode of Toys in My Closet. Welcome. If you're here, once again, I appreciate your love, your kindness, and your support. As always, you guys mean the world to me. Today, we have a very special, very wonderful, and very exciting new review, obviously, of the brand new Cyberpunk 2077 Mcfarlane Toys 7-inch scale 22 moving parts of Articulation action figure collector, adult collector figures. And as always, these are brought to you by, in the courtesy of my own pocket. I do not get these figures in any way, shape, or form from Mcfarlane or anybody else endorsing or sponsoring my channel. So for those who probably think that I'm always trying to keep a positive mindset or mindful way of thinking when it comes to action figures themselves, I always say action figures always, each one has something special to offer individually to each and every one of us as collectors. And some people may agree with me and some people may not agree with me. Some people may like my approach and some people probably think that I'm just too forgiving. But the bottom line is we're getting great representation of a lot of different licenses like this in front of me. And as you guys know, this is video game related, so it fits my channel perfectly. So, I'm very grateful that we're getting some type of representation of all these wonderful licenses. And like I've said before, I truly feel this is truly the golden age of action figures. It's been a long time, and I really do feel this way right now. I think since the 80s and 90s, early 90s, this is the best era to collect figures. Hands down. No questions about it. Too many great companies doing too many great works, too many great licenses. And it's just starting because there's so many licenses that we still haven't touched or tapped into. And I hope Mcfarlane and companies like Toy Biz and not Toy Biz, Jazzware, that are doing the upcoming Halo, even Mattel, all those great companies out there that actually get a chance to bring more and more licenses out. So to get to the point, to get straight into it, you see I have the character that is being played by Keanu Reeves, as we know, in the game, Johnny Silverhand, out of packaging, and that's because I wanted to see what the figures were like, play with them, before I actually went into this review. First thing I have to say is, the packaging for this that Mcfarlane has done is absolutely beautiful. It feels really high quality. I've never seen any company at a $20 price range put so much care into what they're doing with their packaging. Every packaging from Mcfarlane Toys feels different and is not indicative to any other one before it. Each line gets treated differently and properly in a different way. Then this feels like it's getting a lot of love because it's coming from a high value property from a company that's high valued at this time. This is from the upcoming video game from CD Projekt Red, the creators of the Witcher series, from Witcher 1, 2 to now 3, which has been absolutely a grandest hit this generation. Obviously, with the Netflix series with Henry Cavill, has helped the situation even further because, obviously, The Witcher has been a big deal, and the TV series is actually pretty dope. Now, this game was supposed to come out now in March, just to give you guys a little bit of insight. It was pushed back to September. Due to, better polishing and development because the newer consoles are dropping this year. And we might even get a further delay, unfortunately, with the scares that we're having now and dilemma and epidemic of the coronavirus. Hopefully, it will not affect it in any way and we'll be able to clear out this problem a lot sooner than later for people not to get infected and actually end up dying because it's a terrible thing, and obviously everyone has the right to be worried, but it's affecting everything from movies, toy companies, everything. So we're quite lucky that we're getting something at a scheduled time. So That is the reason why these figures came out at this point in time, because the game was originally scheduled to come out in March, so it was supposed to coincide with a simultaneous release, because that's what Mcfarlane likes to do, which he's trying to do now with the next figure, which is Spawn, with the release of the DLC for MK11, as you guys know. Now, there's little to be known about the actual game. The game is basically neo-noir, Blade Runner mixed with maybe Deus Ex. It's a futuristic cyberpunk style world. You do drive in a vehicle. They do have different characters. The other characters you see here, which is named V, is the actual main protagonist. Now, this is what he looks like if you play him and the regular game as the protagonist. But to be aware, some of the figures and some of the characters will look different in the game because, for example, when you pick V, you have the option in the game to customize him. And when you customize him, he could look different. But this is what he was meant to be looked like by the actual developers of CD Projekt Red. Just to clarify that, so in case there's any confusion. Now, let's get right into it. Really fast, I'll move Johnny Silverhand's figure out of the way, and I'll take a closer look at the actual packaging. And as you can see, it's open window box, which looks really nice. So you can see the figure in its display, really nicely done. You see his accessories right in there. And as you see, and you'll notice in the Cyberpunk logo, is actually tinfoiled or vac metaled, which gives it, even though it's an affordable line, a more premium style feel. This outline here that's all painted in yellow is actually really nice because it has a nice matte and soft feel to it. Really soft and matte feel, so it just makes the box feel really sturdy, and makes it feel like really high quality. For those of you guys that really like to keep your figures mint on card, this is going to be really nice display. So we turn it to the side, and it says Cyberpunk right there in the colors and motif for the game. That's actually the font of the actual title for the game. And even in the ridges here, as you can see, which this does not have to be done, because again, this is a $20 figure, and it just shows to show you that Mcfarlane cares about something, because this is going the extra mile. These little blue ridges that you see here are all in vac metal as well, while this is just painted in the matte yellow, or a glossy metal, yellow rather. Which I think is a really nice attention to detail, which he didn't have to do. It says Johnny Silverhand's there, ages 14 and up, so this is not for any kids intended the age of 13 and under. Then on the other side it says Mcfarlane Toys, Johnny Silverhand with the font, I'm assuming the way it looks in the game. This is the logo for the developers. This is their logo. This is the CD Projekt Red. Then in the back it has a really nice inked out drawing of the characters, which probably looks like what they would probably look like if there's a banner or a most wanted type of poster within the game itself. And I think that's the idea that they were going for in this promotional shot with the figures in the back. And you see there, he cleverly put the 22 moving parts to promote the articulation in the style and font of aesthetics of what the wording looks like in the game. Same thing like he did here with the illusion that looks almost 3D with the 7-inch, and then also with over here with the Cyberpunk on the top. And in the bottom you'll see it says CD Projekt Red, and it says there Mcfarlane and all the social medias, and Mcfarlane.com. So what we're going to do is take all these both characters out of packaging one by one, and we're going to take a closer look at them and see what they have to offer. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the ride, and I hope you stay until the end. I'll be right back, guys. Hold on. So first things first, what we're going to do is we're going to take a quick look at his accessories. And as you notice, I left the inner gut of the actual packaging out, because to be honest with you, with what he did as far as the artwork outlining and the design inside the inner gut, if you have an ability or even the talent to preserve it, to keep it as a backdrop, you can actually use this as a display because it's so well done. which I'll show you guys in a moment here. So first of all, we're going to start off with his extra hand, which is basically giving you the horns of the devil, of where rock metal band guys like to put up the horns, you know, for rocking out, like rock on, and it is done in his cybernetic hand. So, you know, then we have a bottle here that is looks very much so like a bottle of Ciroc, the drink that we know of as today in our time and era. Really detailed. I don't know if this is a drink that he actually needs to drink, or that he likes to drink, or this is some type of potion he has to take that gives him enhancements in his powers. We don't know yet because the game is not out. We have no idea what is the actual premise of all these, you know, accessories and what role they play in the game. But it's really nicely done in translucent orangey, like an orange, I guess, yeah, with the top and the nice translucent. Really nice. Then obviously he has his silverhand guitar, electric guitar, which looks really, really nice. Look at all the details of this, you know, patches and stickers he put on there. This is the pad for when you have it underneath your shoulder or your arm, so it doesn't burn mark you. He has some nice details there in the padding and stickers there. The knobs for you know, calibration of the sound. It has the actual strings, which over here I think is where you adjust them or you tighten them, because this is different. This is basically where you would make it the guitar kind of hum and sing like that sound. Then they don't even have knobs to adjust here, so they're probably futuristic. It's an automatic knob adjuster, probably to tighten them and loosen them there. But it's done really nice. Like, look at the attention to detail is sick. Really, really nice. And it's cool because not a lot of characters come with guitars, so I guess Johnny Silverstone gotta be some type of metalhead or rockhead in musician in the game as well. So, you know, that's really cool that he brings this. And then the strap was even done like a separate piece, because it's done in a really nice quality rubber with the word samurai, with that symbol there. I don't know if that's because that means that Silverhand's character is supposed to be kind of like a futuristic take on a samurai, or that, you know, it plays a role in some other way. But really cool that they did that, and it feels really nice, the material. And then we'll move on to the traditional stands that he provides, and it's nice that he painted this in the logo colors, which is that nice yellow, and it even says the name of Johnny Silverhand, which is really nice. Really nice extra touch, because, you know, oh, this is the stand for this character, and it says the name for those who might see it and not know what it is and be like, oh, what is that? What character is that? On your toy shelves, you know, or on display in the store, and then they'll be like, oh, his name is Johnny Silverhand, which I think is a nice touch. This is something that I appreciate very much, even though a lot of people don't appreciate it because they think, you know, it's stupid or doesn't look. I love stands because not all figures are easy to stand, especially when you have to put them on your shelf. It becomes a lot more complex when you have less space or when you have them close together, and sometimes it ends up where they keep falling over and keeling over. So having a stand is a beautiful thing. And then again, the inner guts of the packaging. So we are rats. This is samurai right there, all spray painted, as you can see. It says samurai right up there. Now I'm thinking if it says August 30th on there, like it's a poster for a day he's playing, I'm thinking if that's his stage name, Samurai, or his band name, if he's in a band. Look at all the posters on that side too, which is a very big possibility. So I think this is a really nice inner gut that you can probably use, again, like I said, as a display fan stand. So or a background display. So now let's take a look at Johnny Silverhand. And here we have Johnny Silverhand, guys, on the turntable, spinning around so that you guys can see him in all of his glory. And I gotta tell you guys, I really spend a lot of time fiddling and playing with this character out of box, because I wanted to see exactly the differences, the execution, and what were, what was the quality and playability value of the figure. And I'm telling you guys, Mcfarlane, he is in it for the long haul. He really is starting to grasp the situation. He's really starting to understand that we gotta compete with what's going on out there, because if we don't, we're gonna be left behind, obviously, like anything else. They did a lot of different things with this figure that I think are really, really well done, really well executed, and that I really would like to see implemented in the future with a lot of the other figure lines as well. It's just, this figure is absolutely stunning from an aesthetic perspective and from a playability perspective. It feels quality. It's really well executed, and I hope I can convey that in the presence and presentation as I show them to you. So let's get them off the turntable. Of course, as always, I'll pick them up as I like to do. Turn off the turntable really fast and bring them closer to you guys. And we'll start off, obviously, with a closer shot of his face portrait. And even though you can't really see it so easily, but if you look at his face underneath the glass can't come off, but it looks very much like Keanu Reeves. It has a very close look to him. Now, I've noticed that Nines had this splotch here in the top and the forehead, which looks like it might be paint rub, but all the ones that I saw, it had it on there. So I'm assuming that might be some type of way of it having like dust and the paint is going through, because his head might be metal too or something. He might have metal plates. But here you go. His arm is really nice and cybernetically done with those red pistons and parts in there that are detailed that make it look like his muscle tones and the ridges of the muscles. There you go. With this pointy thing in the back, which is very soft. Looking very Terminator-esque, obviously. Really cool, and the hands splayed closed like that. Then he has this bulletproof looking vest with these patches there, really nice in the logo, with the military dog tags, which means he must be some type of retired military agent. And it has that, again, that splotch there, which I think it's supposed to be dirt. And then the glasses are done really well with the silver and the red. Can't remove them, but they are see-through, and they look much better in person than they do here, which I hope the camera kind of conveys it in a nice way. Then his hair is nice and white with some soft blue, kind of whitish wash to give you that illusion. And if you turn around the figure, you'll see that underneath it looks like he has a black tank top, and then the vest is over on top, and you see that marking of like a demonic character with the cybernetic face, and it says samurai there in the back. Really, really nice. And then, obviously his regular hand has a really crazy looking tattoo there. It's a C200. He has like a tat right there. I think of a snake. I want to say it's a snake. To me, that looks like a snake or rosary beads that are in his hand. I'm not sure. I can't really tell. But it goes all the way around, as you can see, in his hands, inside of his hands, as you can see. Look, the details all there, as you can see. Then he has these rings in silver, which I love silver myself, and white gold. I think it's nicer and more elegant in my opinion. Then he has this inner tat that's in his inner bicep right there. I don't know what it says, but it's in there, which is another nice attention to detail. Then he has his belt, which almost looks like it has bullets on the belt, with this nice dark brown, almost with a hint of burgundy type of pants, with that leathery look and all of the grooves and detail. He looks really good, really nice, with a nice wash in black on top and the entire area, and then his actual shoes that look like little half hide boots. There you go, with the details in silver on the buckle, and then the pointiness in the front makes it look almost like cowboy boots. So as far as his detail, he is really nicely done. It has a realistic look, feel to him, because even though it's from a video game, the way it was sculpted and painted, paint job is really good. Even on the bulletproof vest, you see they got some wash on top of like it's almost like gray silver, even though in the camera it looks almost like a bluish color, but it's not. Trust me, that's just the color corrections on color correction on the actual camera. Now, let's look at his articulation. His articulation will start off in his head area, obviously. And as you can see, he's going to look down this much, and his neck is one piece. It's not another ball joint piece in the bottom, I guess because it's open neck. Then we're going to push his head back to look back that much, which it does, but because of his hair, it pushes it back to place. Then obviously it goes left and right, and then it has the attitude tiltage, as you can see. Very Keanu. So his arms, these butterflies are silky smooth. As you can see, I'm barely doing any movement. They just move really well, which is one of the best butterflies that I've seen so far on a Mcfarlane toy, as far as the actual, working mechanic of it. Then his shoulders go up all the way that much on the cybernetic size, a full 180 degrees. Then on his arm, his elbow, he did it a single hinge, where these things actually rubber and plastic, and it looks like a piston, but it moves up that much. It's not too bad, but not great for some, I guess, but it's alright. It's not bad, and it moves really well. Then on this wrist, he hinges this much, and there's that much back again. Now on this hand, though, obviously it's the same thing. Really soft. The butterfly goes up that much as well. And the difference being is he does have the bicep cut. I think there's no bicep cut here in this arm. Then he has the double hinged elbow, and then his arm goes up this way on this one and down on this one. And the ball peg looks like he tried to hide it a little better, or much better, so it's not really as noticeable, and it looks a lot cleaner on the wrist. Now this whole part right here is what he's been doing with figures like Red Strike and obviously Arrow, but I think with this figure he got it 100% down pat. You're gonna see all this is rubbery, right? All this in the crotch area as well, but all the ratchets here are like, they almost feel like ratchet joints, but they're not as bad where you can't pose them the way you need them. So look at this crazy amount of range. That's a tilt. And then he put this extra plastic in the bottom to hide the gap, which works. Then we're going to do the other side. You hear the ratchet. You hear that? Again, on that side, you just push that in to make it look like it's not gappage. There you go. Look at that's some crazy range. Almost unrealistic. Watch. You see? Then he has a waist swivel. But the waist swivel is also ratchety, and it works really well. Then on the top, you can move them like it's on a ball hinge. Then you can actually tilt them forward a crazy amount, so much that all this opens up, obviously. Then you put that back in like so. Then he moves backwards. Oh my god, that's retarded. That's retarded. Look, you can see the actual joint in there, how it is. But that's retarded. That's retarded. It's supposed to be just that much because so it can cover. But it really goes down that far. Look at that. That is crazy. Then you can see his side profile that he looks, anatomy wise, he looks the way he's supposed to, like Keanu. Then on here, obviously on the legs, these are harder plastic. This is what I want, where I wish that he keeps the legs a little bit softer, the plastic, because I think it works better for the posability and the movement. So the split in Van Damme is beyond. He challenges Van Damme all day. And then close it like this, as you can see. It does move with ease. He has that little swivel in there with ease. You see that? Then he has the double hinged knee. And then these, I warmed them up so they were a little hard. And then you get the range movement of, you can move it back that much, forward that much. It goes left and right, and it does have a rocker. And just to show you guys, it is a forward pin rocker. You see? That is why you get the ankle pivot. For those who says that they don't have it, there you go. And then he has a toe pivot that looks seamless. You can't even see it in the cut. That's how well done it was done. So this figure has many improvements over what we've seen so far with Mcfarlane, with all the other toy lines, like, you know, obviously Fortnite and things of that nature. So I think he looks really, really good. So what I'm going to do now is put him in his, put on his accessories and put him in the stand to see what he looks like with those stuff on. Give me one moment. So here we have him with his accessory on, his guitar, with the bottle of some rock on the display, you know, and the strap on. He displays really nice. He looks really, really cool and badass, to be honest. It's just a character that looks perfectly picked to be played by somebody like Keanu. He has that Keanu Reeves vibe and spunk and machismo, or whatever you want to call it, or you know, elegance to him. You know, the only way that Keanu knows how, with his long hair and everything. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna take a look at V. So I'm gonna say this again, and it may not mean something to some of you, or it may mean something to some of you, or some of you. It will mean something. But again, the level of detail and love and care that's going into the Mcfarlane toys, from packaging, accessories, paint jobs, everything, is second to none. I know you guys probably have a lot of sour grapes with Mcfarlane because of all the years that he's done other figs that are statues and more statuesque. But he really has up this game. Again, I'm showing you a picture of the insert there, and we're going to take a quick look at V's accessories. And I'm going to count this as an accessory because some people might use this as a display. But if you look at V's insert on the inner gut, it's completely different from what we got with Johnny Silverhand. You see how it says NCPD? Has V there with the cross, graffiti art with Chinese lettering. Right there, some writings. Right there, some graffiti. On the top part there, there's some artwork of a skull, it looks like. Silhouette, graffiti art. In the corner, some skulls. And even on this side, you know, it says some writing there for some speed something. Even on the insert, he put dedicated artwork, different artwork, which is something he didn't have to. He could have just easily put the same exact, gut inside and just left it at that. But he didn't. So for me, that goes a long way. That shows that the manufacturer and sculptors and people creating these things in figure form actually care. So we're gonna start off with his accessories. We're gonna start off with his hand pistol, looking really nice with the blacks in a nice matte with a little gloss to it. And then you see that it has that silver gun silver, right? With a really nice attention to the paint job. Looks really futuristic too, but yet, familiar. Really nice in the back silver and the top silver. Looks really good. His handgun. Then he brings this pink bladed, what seems to be a pink bladed sword. I don't know why it's pink. I don't know why. It looks almost like a toyetic type style, like something that they did because it's a toy so that they don't get fined for it. But it has ridges in it. But unless it's something like a digitized sword that comes out of nowhere that they use in the game, and we won't know until that part of the game comes up, until people play it. But this definitely, I've seen people make fun of it, saying, "Oh, look how cheesy this and that." But I don't think this was done to make it look like a toy. I think this is more of a decision done based on a item that we're probably more than likely going to see what role it plays in the actual game. Because it doesn't make any sense to me that they make guns like this to look realistic in nature, right? With these beautiful gunmetal silver, black, with the stock there in a nice brownish burgundy. Same thing like this here. Brownish burgundy with the gun clip in black. Making this look realistic, for example, right? And then making that sword look like a toy, unless it has to do with something in the game, and that's why it's like that. And then, of course, again, the stand. Very simple, but greatly appreciated. Again, with the Cyberpunk in yellow and the name of the character, which is V. It says model. Almost like they're genetically enhanced clones in the game. It kind of gives me that idea because of what it's saying. But cool because it identifies with the figures if people don't know what they are and they look at it in a display, either in your home or in the store. So that is it for his accessories. Now let's take a look at V himself. And here we have V in all of his glory on the turntable, spinning around so you guys can see what he looks like in a 360-degree motion. Now, another thing, this figure got a little bit of time to play with him, but this figure is also really nice. There are some parts that fall short, but there are other parts that make up for it really well as far as the design for the articulation particularly. The aesthetics of how he looks fantastic. Looks really well done and really nicely executed with really nice details, and it just looks good. It looks realistic. It has that high quality feel, even though it's a $20 more, affordable price figure. So let's take him off the turntable and take a closer look at V. Turn off the turntable like so and bring V over. We'll start off with his face detail. Look at that. Really nicely executed, and he has a bunch of things going on. He has those scars that go over his eyebrows, over his eyelids, that go around, going across into his head, as you can see right there. Same thing for the other side, as you can see. He has the 5 o'clock shadow or beard with the mustache. His eyes are done really, really well. Then he has this top going up, his hair going up. Nicely detailed with a fade. Nicely detailed and a fade in the back. So, as far as the face sculpt, it looks really, really good. This inside of his collar is supposed to be actually light up. It's like a neon light inside of the jacket, which looks really cool, very futuristic, very Blade Runner-ish, with these things on the side of it going down on the shoulder, which I think is the attachment that allows it to light up. Same thing on this side. The jacket has lots and lots of detail, as you can see there. It says Crystal Jock. There's a symbol there in yellow and red, I don't know what it says. These metal tabs in the side of the shoulder, like a shoulder pad. Straps on the pocket. You see it has like a gray wash to it, even though it looks like a leathery brown. Black trim on the actual zipper. The internal part of the jacket flap, it looks nice and what you call wrinkled. Another nice piece of, like, it's like a patch top of the jacket with these pads, round tabs on the top. That looks like it's protection for the shoulder. Again, here you have these black little straps that are painted in black. And you see he got it raised up to his elbows, jacket. And I want to first thing point out is that this jacket is extremely soft. It feels really nice, just like they did with Johnny Cage. It says Samurai in the back there. I guess that's their gang or their group. Has that devilish looking fire face with the horns in the front with an endoskeleton metal arm in the bottom, looking like an amalgamation of like a Speed Demon and Terminator. The fringes in the back of the elastic for the jacket, really well done. In a nice gray. Has a black shirt internally, as you can see. With a round neck instead of a V-neck. The nice washes of gray, like I said, on the jacket for the illusion of aging and that it's leather. Here is his belt with the silver on it. crotch area of the pants with weathering also. Looking really nice. And then he has these awesome looking boots, which I think look cool, with the gray heel on the bottom. The gray heel on the bottom. Nice straps in the top. Nice and round in the front. And this back part, it looks like it's also molded in. All of it. There's no paint on top to make it look like something that is there that's just painted. Everything in here is molded and sculpted. So there's no, shortcuts to the figure. So there you have it. Oh, let me show you the back part. Oh boy. Here's the pockets in the back of the pants, the buttocks area. So now let's get into V's articulation. So his head moves left and right, moves back and up that much. You see, even got little ear stubs for earrings. And it goes forward. Let's see, hold on. Excuse me there. So then he has also the tilt, the attitude left and right, which was really well. He doesn't have a double peg on the bottom, so there's no other peg there to pop out, which I like. Even though I do like the peg being double pegged even in the neck as a separate piece, but a lot of the figures sometimes pops out and then it's loose in the middle. So because this is so soft, it doesn't impede any of the and doesn't hinder any of the articulation. It goes up about this much, and you see in there really creamy smooth butterfly again. He doesn't have no bicep cut, but he has the turn on the elbow area to hide it, I guess, which is okay. It's good. There it is. And then also the elbow hinges like a double hinge elbow. And that's what it looks like. Now, as far as the ball peg, again, they tried to hide it. It looks more flushed. It looks a lot cleaner, so it looks decent. Doesn't look too bad. It hinges inwards like so. Hinges outwards like so. So you see it, that it looks a lot cleaner. Then over here in the torso, he has the torso ball joint that goes in a nice motion left and right. Then he also has a nice smooth waist swivel. As you can see here too, he has a lot of nice tilt on the actual body. Not as much as Johnny Silverhand's, but it's still a decent amount. And that way. Then here, he doesn't have a lot of swivel on the leg because they did the sculpt really high up. So it's very, very limited in this figure. Very limited. Let me show you how, because they went really high with the sculpt. If the sculpt wasn't so high, it'd be different. But if you turn it on that angle, like so, it'll still swivel if you turn it on the angle. But when you want it like this, it's very minimalistic. You don't get a lot. You get the double on the knee, and then obviously you get left and right on the boots. You get up this much, like so. You can get down that much. And then you get the pin, toe pivot in the front. And then you get the forward pin rockers, as you can see. Rocker is there, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, it is. So that is it for V's articulation. It looks splendid. It's really well done. The jacket really soft. It looks really awesome. Movability is really great. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna take a look at him with his accessories and see what he looks like. So here we have V with his accessory on the stand, looking pretty majestic, if you ask me. Looks really cool character. Really, sparks the imagination and wondering what's gonna happen in the game, what role he plays, how cool he is. I put the gun there, the little handgun, his special machine gun, and him blazing out his sword from his back of his jacket. Just to make it look a little dynamic. Just really curious to see what role he's going to play in the game and how much we're going to fall in love with him, if we're not going to fall in love with him, if he's going to be a cool character or a badass character. We don't know yet. That's what makes it a little bit harder to review with a better detail and insight, because we're still kind of unaware of what he is and who he is. So that's pretty much it. That is what he has to offer. That is my outline and outlook and review of these of V from Cyberpunk. And obviously we got our boy Keanu Reeves with Johnny Silverhand, looking pretty stoic. Okay, these figures are pretty awesome. I can't recommend them enough. I'm gonna put him over here. Put over here another Mcfarlane figure, just to give you an idea what they look like around some other stuff. Put him here. Then put another All Might. I took the two All Mights over here, and I took two All Mights and I retweaked the capes so that I can have All Might with his original costume with the cape, as you can see there. So you can kind of get an idea of how they scale together. Looking really cool. Over there. Let me see what else I can bring in. Boom. Bring him and move this side a little. There we go. And just for fun, bring in Bardock right there in the front from Dragon Ball. There you go. Haha, there you go. So yeah, guys, there you go. There you have it. The Mcfarlane Toys 7-inch scale Cyberpunk 2077 action figure adult collectibles, Mr. V and Johnny Silverhand. Really stoked about these figs. Really nice. Really happy with them. They just they feel and they look really cool. I think you guys will feel the same if you get your hands on them. That's my review for them. That's my outlook. That's my insight. I hope that was helpful in helping you guys out with if you want to purchase them or add them to your collection also later down the line, or if I helped you decide that they're garbage and you don't want to put them in your collection, that's also another option. And things like that. So let me know what you think in the comments down below of them. If you're going to get them, if you're not going to get them, if you're going to add them to your collection or not. Give me a thumbs up for a like. Give me a thumbs down for a dislike. Because, everybody's entitled to have their own feelings. You don't have to like everything. And then also, if you're new to the channel, pretty much welcome. Thank you for stopping by. I'm really grateful you did, because I know you didn't have to. And it means the world to me. It helps my channel grow. And please feel free and subscribe if since you're new and you probably haven't. And remember, if you did, I consider you now part of my family. Share this video with someone you think might like the video as well. And as I always tell you guys, in any way, shape, or form, if you have the means, or if you guys want to, from the kindness of your hearts, please, my Patreon information and my PayPal is down in the description below. It will help my channel grow even more, with better quality, better content, better lighting, things of that nature, etc. and etc. But of course, it's only if you want to, from your kindness of your heart. And if you want to follow me on social media in any way, shape, or form, I am on Twitter under HeBotPowerfulGamer and on Instagram under C_respect. Also, I'm going to do a HeBot Facebook page because I only have a personal page. If you guys want to follow me there on Facebook. So, as always, guys, this is your host, HeBot, signing off. This is a conclusion of another episode of Toys in My Closet. It's been a fun one. Good luck hunting these guys out. They should be hitting all your stores now. As a matter of fact, I think I seen one of the Johnny Silverhand hand in GameStop not too long ago. I think it was yesterday. So good luck hunting him. He's out there in Big Bad Toy Stores, Amazon. And, let me know what you guys think. That is me signing off. Love you guys. See you in the next one. Bye-bye.